Good afternoon, students. We'll start now. I hope everybody is fine. So let us start. So today I'll be starting the new problem. The problem name is called assignment problem. So any students, if they're not able to see the screen, they can stop me. Just so module 5, there are two techniques. One is the backtracking method, and one more is branch and bound. So now we have completed with all the problems in backtracking. There are only 4 problems. Okay, we had completed. Now coming to branch and bound method, the first problem we were going to discuss is assignment problem. So even here we are going to find out all possible solutions, but in a breadth first search method. So the difference between backtracking and branch and bound method is, I have told before only, the backtracking method follows DFS method approach, and the branch and bound technique follows BFS method, breadth first search method. So coming to this assignment problem, what will be the question asked is, the question will be only so much: find the best job assignment for individual persons, and this table will be given to you. So in this table, as you see, only so much data will be given to you. The rest everything is the solution what we need to find. Only so much data will be given to you. And in this particular problem, there are 4 jobs: J1, J2, J3, J4, and 4 person. These are called persons: person A, person B, person C, and person D. So this is the chart given to you. Now in this, I will explain the question first. This is called as assignment problem. You have to assign for this 4 people 4 jobs. But what job are going to assign to these 4 people? That is the question, or what you need to find. Now, the below job 1, you see the cost 9 here, below that 6, below that 5, below that 7. Now I am going to explain the problem for you. Observe carefully, students. All the students observe carefully. If a person A, now I will explain the first column. I will highlight it with a color. This first column I will explain. The person A, he demands, suppose you take this as a 9 rupees. The person A demands 9 rupees to perform job 1. Simply just an assumption. Rupees and other metrics will not be given, simply to make the students understand I am telling. So the person A demands 9 rupees to do job 1. The person B demands 6 rupees to do the same job. The person C demands 5 rupees to do the same job, job 1. The person D demands 7 rupees to do the same job. So there is a variation in the labor asked by each person. So suppose you come to the second column, similar way. Person A is demanding 2 rupees to do job 2. Person B is demanding 4 rupees to do job 2. Person C is demanding 8 rupees to do job 2. Person D is demanding 6 rupees to do job 2. So as you see, similar way it goes for job 3, and similar way it goes for job 4 also. So each person, there is a variation in the amount they are demanding. Each person, there is a variation in the amount they are demanding. So what we need to find is assigning the jobs to each of these individual persons in such a way that the final cost, the final amount of rupees you spend, that is minimum. Final cost is what you give to these persons is minimum. So how to find out that? First, step 1, we are starting the problem. Now from here, whatever I do is the solution. From here, after this, whatever I do, that is the solution. Step 1, we are calculating the lower bound and upper bound. Before going to calculate lower bound and upper bound, already I told you what is lower bound and upper bound. Few problems we need to calculate upper bound, and few problems we need to calculate lower bound. That depends upon the question being asked. Suppose if you want, you might ask, sir, when we are going to calculate upper bound? Suppose we studied the knapsack problem. We have studied the knapsack problem, that is, few items are given to us with weight. We have to, and a bag capacity is given to us. We have to fill the bag with the items such a way that we get maximum profit. That time, such type of problems, we are going to calculate the upper bound, maximization problems. Those problems are called maximization problems. So in a knapsack problem, if you take, the bag has to be filled with items, with keeping two constraints in mind, that we should not exceed the bag capacity, that is one constraint, plus the items added into the bag must give us maximum profit. Such type of problems are called maximization problems, which we have already discussed before. Now, today we are discussing assignment problem. This is a minimization problem. So we are calculating lower bound. It's a minimization problem. In this minimization problem, we are going to assign jobs to individual people in such a way that the cost or the amount spent by us is minimum. Suppose you see job 1 is some fixing, just for an assumption, fixing a fan. Job 2 is some fixing a tap. Job 3 is servicing a water heater. Servicing a water heater. And job 4 is servicing a bike. All these are just an assumption for students to understand. That's all. No need to write this and all in exam. Just for you to understand, I'm writing, students. So just assume job 1 is fixing a fan. Job 2 is fixing a tap. Job 3 is servicing a water heater. Job 4 is servicing a bike. Simply just an assumption. Now, you have to assign these jobs to this individual person, these 4 persons. The people are person A, person B, person C, person D. You have to assign the jobs in such a way that the amount spent by you is minimum. So this is called as minimization problem. Minimization problem. Always for minimization problem, we have to calculate the lower bound. We have to calculate the lower bound. Now, how to calculate the lower bound for this particular problem? Now, this is the problem given. First, you have to check what is the least cost demanded by person A. Now, I will be highlighting one by one in the color. So I'll highlight it is the minimum cost out of all the jobs, job 1, job 2, job 3, job 4. The person A is demanding lower cost for job 2. So I'll highlight that with a green color. Coming to the person B, out of all the jobs, the least cost demanded by person B is for job 3. I will highlight with a green color. Coming to person C, out of all the jobs, the minimum cost demanded by the person C is job 3. So I highlight with a green color. Coming to person D, the minimum cost demanded, sorry, the minimum cost demanded by person D is 4. Okay. Now we have selected the minimum cost demanded by each of the person. Now we are going to find the sum of that. I'll just increase the font size and show it to you. This is the sum. We are going to find the sum of that. The sum of that comes out to be as 10. Now if you take 2, the person's here minimum demand, the person's B minimum demand is 3, the person C minimum demand is 1, so the person D minimum demand is 4. So this is the lower bound. Lower bound value has come out to be 10. See, all the students, when this problem is given, the first step is to calculate the lower bound. Now already I have solved the problem here, but I am going to teach you how did I get the solution one by one. Just observe carefully. This is the starting point. This is the starting point. In the starting point, till now, I have not assigned any job for any person. Lower bound, I am taking it as 10. One by one, the boxes which I finish, I'll highlight with a color so that you will come to know where I am. So I am now in the starting point where I have not assigned any job to any person. I have the lower bound calculated as 10. Keeping this in mind, this basic data in mind, now I have going to the person 1. Which job I am going to assign to him? That is the question mark. Which job I am going to assign to him? Now, if I am in the person A, the first person. See here, person A, if I assign job 1, what is the cost? Person A, if I assign the job 2, what is the cost? Person A, if I assign job 3, what is the cost? Person A, if I assign the job 4, what is the cost? Now I am going to teach them. How did I get these values? I am going to teach the students. I am having the same table which they have given me as the question. Now, observe carefully, this is the important step. I am in level 1. I am in level 1. See, 17, 18, 19, 20. Row is called as level 1. As you know, branch and bound problem works according to breadth first search. So the first level is completed fully, then the next level, then the next level, then the last level. And starting from the starting point, I have to check what is the cost if the job 1 is assigned to person 1, job 2 is assigned to person 1, job 3 is assigned to person 1, job 4 is assigned to person 1. Person 1 is person A. So the person 1 is named as A. Now, just observe carefully, when I am assigning job 1 to person 1, how did I get the value as 17? How did I get the value as 17? Look into this table. Look into this table. I will highlight this with a color. You will ask why. I'll tell you. Now, if I assign person A is there, person A is there, I will highlight it with the color. And the row and column, what I am highlighting, observe carefully. What I have highlighted, the persons A row and the job 1 column. One row and one column I have highlighted. Person A row and the job 1 column I have highlighted. In this, the intersecting row and column, that is this one. The intersecting row and column, that is when a person A is assigned job 1, what is the cost is demanding? That is 9. So I have taken the first value. When the person A is assigned job 1, what is the cost? It is 9. Okay, it is 9 plus what I have to take into account is the minimum cost demanded by person B, person C and person D. This is how I need to calculate. Observe carefully. When the job 1 is assigned, I am repeating many times so that students should understand carefully. The next step I will be little bit faster. The next level I will be little bit faster. Now, how did I get value 17? I am going to telling the students. If I am assigning a job 1 to person A, I am going to person A in the table. Observe this table carefully. The person A row is being highlighted by a color. I am assigning job 1 to person A. So I am highlighting job 1 with a color. The intersecting row and column is having 9. So that 9, value 9 I am taking plus the minimum cost of person B. The minimum cost of person B is 3. Take that. The minimum cost of person C is 1. Take that. The minimum cost of person D from that row, particular row I am talking about, is 4. Take that. 9 plus 3 plus 1 plus 4, answer is 17. So like this I am getting the answer. Coming to when the person A is assigned job 2. When the person A is assigned job 2, what will be my value? How did I get the answer as 10? I will explain you. Now again I will come to the chart. I will undo everything. Coming to person A and job 2. Person A I have selected, so I will highlight it with a color. Job 2, if I assign job 2 to person A, so I am selecting my job 2, so I will highlight that with a color. Now the intersecting row and column, that is this one. See here, the row and column is being intersected here. Suppose person A is assigned job 2. What is the cost is demanding? 2. The answer is 2. So the first value I have taken as 2. See, observe carefully, the first value I have taken as 2 plus the minimum cost of person B is 3. The minimum cost of person C is 1. The minimum cost of person D is 4. So I have taken those values. So the answer comes out to be 10. Same way. Same way. Same way, coming to the third box, when the person A is assigned job 3. So job 3, where is my job 3? Here is my job 3. I'll highlight it with a color. And person A, the selected person is A. The intersecting row and column has a value 7. Take that value 7 plus 4. I am taking as 4. Now students will ask, what is this 4? In the previous step, you have taken as 3. 3 is the minimum cost of person B. Yes, I agree. Come here. Come to the row, person B row. This is the row. In this minimum cost is 3. So in the last step, I have taken as 3. What is this 1? In the last step, students will ask, what is this 1? So coming to person C, the minimum value in that is 1. So I have taken as 1. The last is 4. Coming to the row person D, the minimum value is 4. So I have taken that 4. By that, the summation of that I got as 10. But student will ask now, sir, what is this 4? Why have you taken 4? The person B, the minimum value is 3 only, no? Why have you taken 4? So I am going to explain that now. When I am assigning job 3 for my person A, observe carefully. When I am assigning job 3 for my person A, same job cannot be assigned to person B also. So the job 3 column I have highlighted. So when I am assigning job 3 to person A, the same job cannot be assigned to either person B or person C or person D. So in this column, the 3 person job 3 person B is demanding a value 3 for which job? Job 3. Person B is demanding a cost of 3 for job 3. But since job 3 is already assigned to person A, I cannot assign to person B. One job I cannot assign to two person. So what I will do? So the next minimum value in that row, in this row, the next minimum value is 4. I will take that 4. Coming to person C. In the previous step, I had taken person C the minimum cost as 1. But now the job 3 is assigned to person A already. For person C, the same job I cannot assign. For person C, I cannot assign the same job. So next, what is the minimum? It is 5. Out of 8, this 8 and 5 is the minimum. So I take as 5. Coming to person D, as you know, I will take the minimum cost 4 because person D is demanding for J4 the minimum cost. So it is not, no problem. J3 is not intersecting with person D. So I will take the answer as 4. So the total value I got as 20. Same way, when the person A is assigned job 4, similar way, when the person A is assigned job 4. So job 4 column I will highlight with a color. Job 4 column I will highlight with a color, and the person I have selected is first person only. So the intersecting row and column is 8. The intersecting row and column is 8. So I take the value 8 plus 3. The minimum value for person B is 3 plus the minimum value for person C is 1. Now comes the question for percentage D. Now students will ask, sir, the percentage D, sorry, person D, the minimum value is 4 only. No, why are you taking 6? Yes, you are correct. But job 4 is already assigned to person A. Again, I cannot assign job 4 to person D. So the next minimum value for person D, I should consider. Out of 7, 6 and 9, the next minimum value is 6. So I have taken it as 6. So the answer, when I form the total, the answer I am getting it as 18. Okay. Now level 1 completed. I have made all the possibilities. If job 1 is assigned to person A, similar way job 2, job 3, job 4, what will be the cost? I have found out. Now in this minimum is this one. In this minimum is this one. Now I'll proceed from that step. Even I can go to the other box also and calculate all the answers I can calculate, but you will get a bigger value. Now I have got a minimum value out of 17, 20 and 18. I have got a minimum value for when I have assigned job 2 to person A. So taking that 10, proceeding from that step, now what are my other options? Now students will ask, when you started, you had 4 boxes here, that is job 1, job 2, job 3 and job 4. Observe carefully, 4 boxes are there, job 1, job 2, job 3 and job 4 for person A. Now in the next level, for person B, why are you considering only 3 jobs, 3 boxes? Job 1, job 3 and job 4. What about job 2? Students will have this doubt. See, job 2 is already assigned to person A. That is why I have not considered that. Job 2 in my level 1, this is the level 1. Job 2 has been already assigned to person A in the level 1. So what I am doing in the second level, this is my second level, I will not consider my job 2. So for the person B, I will left out with only 3 options, that is job 1, job 3, job 4. Job 2 already I have assigned to person A. Okay. Now I am in level 2. This is my level 1. This is my level 2. This is my level 3. This is my level 4. Now I am in my level 2. For person B, if I assign job 1, what is the cost? For person B, if I assign the job 3, what is the cost? For person B, if I assign the cost, if I assign the job 4, what will be my cost? I'm going to calculate that. Coming to the chart here given. Now one job I'll highlight every time with one color because job 2 is already assigned. So I'm not going to touch that. I'll highlight with a color. This dark purple color I'll highlight. The person A also I will highlight because I have finished with person A. See, this I am not going to make any alteration because job 2 column I am not going to consider because, and person A row I am not going to consider because person A and job 2 already is finished. First job 2 is assigned to person A. So I am not going to consider that. So I highlighted with one color, purple color. Now coming to the here, coming to the person B, if I am assigning job 1, if I am assigning job 1, what is the cost? I am going to calculate. If you see here, these are the 3 boxes, 1, 2, 3. Everywhere in the first data will be 2. See here, first data in the summation, in the sum operation, first data is 2 here. Here also it is 2. Here also it is 2. Why? Why? This is the cost of doing job 2 by person A, which I have assigned. Job 2 I am assigned to person A. So I am not going to change that. That is why I have highlighted the chart also with a purple color. Purple color. See here. What is the intersecting row and column? It is 2. So always the person's A value. Here there are summation symbol, 4 values are there. First one belongs to person A, second one person B, third one person C, fourth one person D. First one if you see, always it is 2. See here also it is 2, here also it is 2, here also it is 2. So person A is finished, is already been assigned with job 2. So I'm not going to change that. So I'll maintain a 2 everywhere. Coming to person B, when person B is assigned job 1, when person B is assigned job 1, come here. We'll highlight this with a different color, orange color. We'll take orange color. Person B. This is the person B row. When is assigned job 1, when is assigned job 1, now forget about this purple color. Purple color we are not going to alter at all because job 2 and person A we are finished with. Only observe the orange color. Orange color. Purple color we are not going to consider at all. By seeing the orange color, come to the person B row. This is the row. When I am assigning job 1, the intersecting row and column is 6. Value is 6. The intersecting row and column is value is 6. So I have taken as 6 here. Then the minimum value of person C. The minimum value of person C is 1. and the minimum value of person D is coming to that particular row, it is 4. Take all those values, find the sum. The answer is coming out to be 13. Okay. First box is completed. I will again as previous way, when the job 3 is assigned to person B. When the job 3 is assigned to person B. So job 3, where it is, I will fill it with orange color. And person B row, I will fill it with orange color. What is my intersecting row and column value? This is my intersecting row and column. The answer is 3. The value is 3 there. Take that 3. Now, the next step, students will be thinking that person C, the minimum value is 1. So I will take that. No. That is where you should observe twice. Now, the job 3 is assigned to person B. The job 2 in my level 1, job 2 is assigned to person A. So that I have highlighted with purple color. Now, in this particular box, job 3 is assigned to person B. That is why I highlighted with orange color. Now coming to person C, in this particular row, in this, see, I'm selecting it. In this particular row, 8 I cannot touch because job 2, which is already assigned to person A. So I am not able to again assign to person C. Coming to the next box, 1. Job 3 I have assigned to person B. So I cannot assign to person C. Leave that also. Now out of 5 and 8, only 2 values are remaining. Out of 5 and 8, which is minimum? 5. So I am taking it as 5 here. So I am taking it as 5 here. The last value coming to person D, come to that particular row, which is the minimum 4. That is not being touched by any job. So 4 minimum value. So I am taking that. So answer is 14. Fine. Now coming to the last box. When job 4 is assigned to person B. So person B, same way, I will highlight with orange color. And now the job considering is job 4. Now the intersecting row and column value is 7. 7. Take that 7. This is the value plus person C. What is the minimum value? 1. I can take 1. 1. Person D. What is the minimum value here? 6. 4 I cannot take. Please observe, 4 I cannot take, 6 also I cannot take. Because 6 belongs to job 2. Job 2 is assigned to person A. 4 I cannot take because 4 belongs to job 4 and that is assigned to person B. Now out of 7 and 9, which is the minimum, it is 7. It is 7. So I take it as 7. The sum of that comes out to be 17. The sum of that comes out to be 17. Now in this, the minimum is, I will highlight with one single color. The minimum is this one. So what I will do, now I am in level 2. Level 1 is over. Level 2 also is completed. Now I am going to new level, level 3. Now, till now, these two levels, level 1 and level 2, what I have done is, the job 2, see here I am typing it, job 2, I am assigning to person A. In the level 2, what I am doing is, job 1, I am assigning it to person B. Coming to level 3, still I have to find out what should I assign. So now, the job 2 and job 1 already assigned. So don't consider that. Don't consider that. And person A, person B also don't consider. So that I'll put a purple color so that we should not consider those rows and columns. Person A is over. So highlight with a purple color. Person B is over. Highlight with a purple color. Job 2 is assigned. Highlight with a purple color. Job 1 is also finished assigning. So highlight with a purple color. So we are left out with only so much values. Now coming to the level 3, if you observe carefully, first two values in the sum operation, 2 plus 6. Even here, see the second box, 2 plus 6. That will not change. Why it won't change? Because job 2, person A. Person A is assigned to job 2. What is the cost of job 2? Person A? It is 2. So 2, and person B. Person B is assigned what job? Job 1. So come here, this particular box. Person B is assigned job 1. So what is the answer? 6. So person 1, person A and person B already over. So this 2 plus 6 won't change. You should keep as it is. Here also 2 plus 6 won't change. It will be as it is. The next two values what we are need to find is person C and person D. Person C and person D. Now here we are considering person C. When we consider person C, what are the jobs left out? Job 2 is already over. Job 1 is already over. The left out jobs are job 3 and job 4. That's all. No other jobs. You cannot take job 1 and job 2 here. Only job 3 and job 4 are left out. So we have to find two options. When person C assigned job 3, what is the cost? When person C is assigned job 4, what is the cost? We need to find. So this 2 plus 6 from the previous step we take as it is, plus 1. How did this 1 came? Now when person C, I'll highlight with the orange color, similar way like how I did in previous step. Since we are considering person C, I highlight with the orange color. And since we are considering job 3, I'll highlight that also with a orange color. Now, the intersecting row and column is this one, 1. The intersecting row and column value is 1. So I take it as 1 here. Coming to person D, this particular row, the minimum is 4. So I take that 4 here. The sum of that comes out to be 13. Okay, finished. Coming to the next box, this particular box, when I assign job 4 to person C. So person C I'll highlight with a orange color. What job I am considering? Job 4. So I'll highlight it with a orange color. If you see here, the intersecting row and column is this one. Where is my row and column intersecting? This particular box. The value is 8. That value I take. Now next value you will think I'll take 4, but no. I should not take 4. Why? Because person C, if I assign job 4, person C, if I assign job 4, I cannot assign the same job to person D also. So I cannot take 4. Now you will think next minimum value is 6, I will take that. No, not 6 also. Why means job 2 is assigned to person A. Job 2 is assigned to person A. See here, I have written here. Job 2 is assigned to person A. So that job 2 also I cannot assign to person D. Now the next minimum value is 7. You will think I'll take that, but that is also not correct, because job 1 is assigned to person B. See in the level 2, observe carefully. Job 1 is assigned to person B. So I cannot take job 1 also. Now this particular row, job 1 is assigned to person B, job 2 is assigned to person A, job 4 is assigned to person C. The only one remaining value is 9. So I am left out with only one option of assigning job 3 to person D. So the answer is 9 here. See the last value, 9. So the summation of that comes out to be 25. Summation of that comes out to be 25. Now I will finish with my level 3 also. In my level 3, which is my minimum value, this one. So I highlight with the color. I am finished with level 3 now. Coming to the last level, since there are 4 person and 4 jobs, only 4 levels are there. If the number of person and number of jobs increases, the level will increase accordingly. Now, person D is left out with only one option. Person D is left out with only one option. What is that option? We are going to see. Now, person A already over. I'll highlight whichever jobs are over, I'll highlight with purple color. So we should not consider those boxes. You understand that? Person B is over. Person C also is over. What and all jobs is over? Job 1 is assigned to person B. Job 2 is assigned to person A. Job 3 is assigned to person C. So all I'll highlight with a purple color. Job 3, see I'm typing it, is assigned to person C. Job 2 is assigned, job 1 is assigned, job 3 is assigned. They left out only one box is percentage D, sorry, person D. Person D, only one job is left out, that is job 4. See, all the other purple color is highlighted. So we should not consider those columns and rows. Don't consider this purple color values because those are assigned, already assigned. Coming to this last row, only one box value is left out, that is 4. So take that 4 here. The sum comes out to be 13. The sum comes out to be 13. So this also is complete. This level also is complete now. Now, this is called as state space tree. They will always tell you to derive the state space tree for this branch and bound and backtracking problems. State space tree. From the state space tree, what is the solution we have got? The minimum cost is equal to 13. The minimum cost is equal to 13. Now, coming to this 13 minimum cost, which job to whom you will give? So these are the jobs. So job 1 is fixing the fan. Job 2 is fixing the tap. Same way, job 3 is servicing water heater. Job 4 is servicing your bike. So looking at this state space tree, job 2 is assigned to person A. See here, I've got the solution box here. I've got the solution box here. This is the final solution which you have to write. Person A is assigned job 2. Person A is assigned job 2. From where did I get that answer? From this state space tree. See, level 1, job 2 is assigned to which person? Person A. Job 1 is assigned to which person? Person B. Job 3 is assigned to which person? Person C. And here, job 4. Job 4 is assigned to which person? Person D. So job 4 is assigned to person D. So same thing I'm written in the solution box. So job 2 cost is what? Job 2 is assigned to person A. So the cost is 2. Job 1 is assigned to person B. So cost is 6. Job C. Job 3 is assigned to person C. Cost is 1. And job 4 is assigned to person D. Cost is 4. The summation of this is 13. So if you consider, you put person A for fixing the tap and you take person B for fixing the fan and you take person C for servicing the water heater and you take person D for servicing the bike. This is what is the final job that you will be assigning to this individual person. Person A is fixing tap, person B is fixing fan, person C is servicing water heater and person D is servicing the bike. And total amount you spent is 13 rupees. So if you give the amount to each people, if you give the amount finally to each people, you are spending 13 rupees. So this 13 rupees is the minimum cost spent by you in assigning the jobs, 4 jobs to this 4 people. And one more important constraint you have to follow in this one rule you have to follow. No 2 jobs, individual person should be assigned only 1 job. One person should not be assigned with 2 jobs. That one constraint you need to follow in this problem. One person should not be assigned with 2 jobs. Please follow this rule. This is a minimization problem where the cost spent by you, minimum cost you are finding. So it is a minimization problem and using a branch and bound method. This is the first problem we have considered in the branch and bound method. In the previous classes, we were talking about backtracking. So backtracking, you know how we learned. It follows depth first search. That is, example from start here, it will go here and it will go below this. See, first if you do the same concept for backtracking, it will start here, then it will go for person A, then it will go exploring person A. Below what is person A, it will go on exploring that, depth first search. Then we go back. So it is called as backtracking. But here what we did, when we were in level 1, all the answers we found out in level 1. When we were in level 2, all the answers in level 2. So this is a kind of breadth first search. So I told you if they ask you difference between backtracking and branch and bound also, you can say that branch and bound and backtracking are used to find all possible solutions. If you see module 4, I'm telling you very clearly, please understand students, you might ask why few problems are repeated in module 4 and module 5. See, this assignment problem and a knapsack problem are repeated in module 4 and module 5. There, in module 4, using dynamic programming, we found out best solution. Out of many solutions, we selected one best solution. But in backtracking and branch and bound, we are finding out all the solutions. We are finding out all the solutions. Okay. And in backtracking, it uses depth first search. And in branch and bound, it uses breadth first search. That is the main difference between backtracking and branch and bound. And 4 problems are there in branch and bound method. One is assignment problem. Next one is traveling salesman problem. One more is knapsack problem. Last one is FIFO branch and bound and least cost branch and bound problem. These 4 problems are there which we'll be discussing in the next classes. And one more thing last, before going to questionnaire session, last thing, one thing I'll remind the students, everybody please observe carefully. This Wednesday 12 o'clock, as I told you in the last week only, there is a test. I have shared all the documents which you have to study. Please study. I'll reminding you all the students again, there is a test this Wednesday 12 o'clock. Please all of you join the Zoom classroom in time, 12 o'clock exactly. What I'll be sharing with you is Google Classroom. In the Zoom only, I'll be sharing the Google Classroom and you can proceed writing the exam. And once the test is over, you can submit your document in Google Classroom only. Everything will be observed in the Zoom recording. The full test will be recorded in Zoom. Everything will be recorded and it will be backed up and kept by the department. So please be ready for the test. And now I'm going to for questionnaire session. Now the students can ask me any questions if they have with this particular problem or any other problem. Any questions if you have, please students, you can ask me now. Students, any question?
Sir,
Tell me. Tell me.
sir, the questions which are given in the question bank, like
Yes, yes.
if the same question which you have explained today, if this question comes in exam, what all things we need to write?
Now today, today.
Yeah, in the same problem, like the question which you are explaining today, if
Okay.
this same problems comes in exam, what all things we need to write in that?
This tree you need to write, state space tree.
Okay, sir. And
Finally, tell me.
that program also we need to write that code.
Code. Yes, yes.
We need to write the code or just the algorithm?
Algorithm. Simple algorithm you need to write. Code is not required. Java code like that. Algorithm is required.
And sir, like we need to write its complexity and all that thing also we need to write.
This problem, there is no complexity.
Okay.
If problems where complexity is required, like merge sort, quick
Okay,
sort.
so for the complexity problems and all, only those problems will be asked for complexity, like for merge sort, quick sort.
Yes.
For these like knapsack problems, they will not ask for that complexity. They will not.
No. They'll just give the problems.
So,
Okay?
sir, from module 3, all those questions like dynamic programming, those questions are there. So we need not to study complexity for those programs.
Which dynamic program like knapsack problem and
Yeah,
not required, but if you want also it is you can write just now. Knapsack problem is uh, complexity is just we no need to calculate it, just we are given a formula and we are going to calculate.
Okay, like we need not to find those complexity and all.
No.
Okay, so
Okay.
thank you, sir.
But just once before telling that, now I have shared a few notes with you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I have shared few notes. Just from that notes, observe which problem. Few problems there will be given complexity like Kruskal algorithm, Prim's algorithm, and all. Just note down those problems. And few problems no need to calculate the complexity like this branch and bound problem and all. They will not ask for complexity. They will give this problem and just tell you to calculate the state space tree. So that like that few problems you identify, I'll also identify and give you the document which and all problems time complexity will be asked and which and all problems they will not ask. Even I'll share you that document with you. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Thank you. Any more doubts, students? Any more doubts?
No, sir.
Okay. Shall I end the meeting? Students, shall I end the meeting?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Tell me. Any doubts?
Yeah, they are telling yes, sir. You can end.
Okay. Thank you.